The transport shuttle hummed through the void between territories, carrying Elena toward a fate her brothers had sealed without her consent. She sat in the cargo hold, wrists bound with energy cuffs that glowed a dull orange in the dim light. Her older brothers, Marcus and David, had traded her like currency to the Iron Paw Collective, humanity's most feared pack of enhanced warriors, in exchange for mining rights on the outer colonies. She was 23 years old, a qualified xenobiologist, and worth more than dilithium to her family. Yet they had sold her future for profit. The Silver Moon Pack. Her birth clan had always been ambitious and ruthless. Her brothers embodied those qualities perfectly. When the Iron Paw Collective had demanded a bride for their mysterious Alpha King as part of the territorial agreement, Marcus and David had volunteered their sister without hesitation. Elena had protested, had fought, had pleaded, but human pack law was ancient and unyielding. Brothers held dominion over unmarried sisters in the old ways, and the Silver Moon Pack clung to tradition, like a drowning man to driftwood. She stared through the viewport at the stars streaking past. Somewhere ahead lay the Iron Paw Fortress, a massive station built into an asteroid field at the edge of known space. The Iron Paw Collective was legendary throughout human space, not just for their military might, but for their Alpha King, a man so powerful that merely speaking his name was said to bring misfortune. Rumors claimed he was 7 feet tall, that he had torn apart a battle cruiser with his bare hands, that his eyes glowed silver in the dark. Elena did not believe in fairy tales, but she believed in survival. Whatever awaited her, she would endure it. She had survived her brother's cruelty her entire life. She would survive this too. The shuttle docked with a heavy clang that resonated through the hull. Guards entered the cargo hold, their armor marked with the Iron Wolf insignia of the collective. They were professional and silent as they escorted her through corridors that gleamed with advanced technology far beyond what the Silver Moon Pack possessed. The Iron Paw Collective was wealthy, powerful, and disciplined. Her brothers had traded her to wolves, who made the Silver Moon Pack look like scavengers by comparison. They brought her to a chamber that could only be described as a throne room. The ceiling stretched high above, reinforced transparent aluminum panels revealing the asteroid field beyond. At the far end of the room, seated on a chair forged from recovered warship metal, was the Alpha King. He was not what she expected. Yes, he was tall, easily approaching 7 feet in height. Yes, his presence filled the room like gravity itself bent toward him. But he was younger than the legend suggested, perhaps in his early 30s, with dark hair that fell to his shoulders, and eyes that were indeed silver, though they did not glow so much as reflect light like polished mirrors. He wore simple combat gear rather than royal regalia, and when he stood, the movement was fluid and controlled. His name was Kai, and he looked at Elena as though seeing a ghost. The guards released her and withdrew. Elena stood alone before the Alpha King, her wrists still bound, her chin raised in defiance. She would not cower. She had done nothing wrong. Kai descended from his throne slowly, each step measured. When he spoke, his voice was deeper than she had imagined, resonant and careful. "Remove her restraints," he commanded. One of the guards hesitated. "My lord, the contract specifies." I said remove them. The words were soft, but the authority behind them was absolute. The cuffs fell away. Elena rubbed her wrists, maintaining eye contact with the Alpha King. She would not look away. First, Kai stopped 3 paces from her, and for a long moment he simply stared. Then he did something that shattered every expectation she had built during the journey. He knelt. The Alpha King of the Iron Paw Collective, the most powerful warrior in human space, knelt before her. "I have waited my entire life for you," he said quietly. Elena felt the words like a physical impact. "What?" Kai rose slowly, his silver eyes never leaving hers. Since I was a child, I have dreamed of you. Your face, your voice, your presence. Every night for 27 years, I have seen you in my sleep. I thought I was going mad. The Pack's physicians could find no explanation. I consulted mystics, scientists, anyone who might help me understand why I was haunted by the image of a woman I had never met. He gestured to a console embedded in the wall. It flickered to life, displaying images. Sketches, digital renderings, paintings. Dozens of them. Hundreds. All of Elena's face, created over years, each one dated. I drew these, Kai continued. Every version of you I could remember upon waking. I kept them secret because I did not want my people to think their alpha was broken. But then, 6 months ago, our intelligence network identified you. Elena of the Silver Moon Pack, you were real. Elena's mind raced. This was impossible. Dream connections were the stuff of ancient legends, mystic nonsense that had no place in a universe governed by science and reason. Yet the evidence hung before her, years of artwork proving obsession or madness or something else entirely. You orchestrated the treaty, she said slowly, understanding crystallizing. You demanded a bride specifically to get me. Yes. He did not apologize. Your brothers were eager to negotiate. They spoke of you as though you were a burden, a spinster sister who had refused all suitors. They did not know they were offering me the only thing in the universe I wanted. Anger flared in Elena's chest. So you bought me, just like they sold me. No. Kai's voice hardened. Your brothers traded you like property because that is how they see you. I negotiated for the right to meet you, to speak with you, to offer you a choice. The contract they signed specifies marriage, yes, but it also includes a clause they did not bother to read. You have the right to refuse. You may return to Silver Moon space, and I will grant your family the mining rights regardless. Or you may stay here, not as property, but as my equal. Elena stared at him. Why would you do that? Because the woman in my dreams was not a possession. She was a partner. She was brilliant and fierce and unbreakable. If you are truly her, then you deserve the freedom to choose your own path. If you are not, then I have been chasing a phantom, and I would rather face that truth than bind someone against their will. For the first time since her brothers had informed her of the trade, Elena felt something other than rage or despair. She felt curiosity. This man, this Alpha King, had built an empire and yet claimed to have spent his life searching for her face in the darkness. It was absurd. It was impossible, Dot. It was also, somehow, the most honest thing anyone had ever said to her. I am a xenobiologist, she said carefully. I spent 6 years studying non-human ecosystems on frontier worlds. I have published 17 papers on symbiotic relationships in extreme environments. I am not some decorative bride. Kai smiled for the first time, and it transformed his severe features into something almost gentle. I know. I have read all 17 papers. Your work on the crystalline forests of Nova 7 was particularly brilliant. Elena felt off balance, as though the ground had shifted beneath her feet. You read my research? I have consumed every piece of information about you I could acquire, not to control you, but to understand who you are. The woman in my dreams was a scientist. I hoped you would be as well. She processed this, her analytical mind working through possibilities. Dream connections were theoretically possible, according to some fringe quantum theories. Entangled consciousness, probabilistic futures, temporal echoes. None of it was proven, but none of it was definitively impossible either. I need time, she said finally. You have all the time you require, Kai replied. I have waited 27 years. I can wait longer. He assigned her quarters in the station's residential sector, not a cell, but a suite with workspace and laboratory access. Over the following weeks, Elena explored the Ironpaw Collective's territories and found a society far more advanced and egalitarian than her birth pack. Women held positions of authority throughout the hierarchy. Scientific research was valued alongside military strength. The people treated her with respect, not because she was the Alpha King's intended bride, but because Kai had made it clear she was a guest, not a prisoner. And every evening, Kai would visit her quarters and talk, not about marriage or destiny, but about ideas. They discussed xenobiology and military strategy, philosophy and engineering. He challenged her intellectually, respected her opinions, and listened when she spoke. Slowly, Elena began to see the man beneath the legend. 2 months after her arrival, Elena made her decision. She found Kai in the station's observation deck, staring out at the asteroid field. "I will stay," she said simply. He turned, hope and fear warring in his silver eyes. "Why?" "Because my brothers saw me as property, and you see me as a person. Because I have spent my entire life fighting for respect I never received, and here I have found it. Because perhaps, just perhaps, there is something to these dreams of yours." She stepped closer. "And because I think I could love a man who waited 27 years just to give me the choice to walk away." Kai closed the distance between them slowly, giving her every opportunity to retreat. When she did not, he took her hands in his. "Then I am the luckiest man in human space," he said softly. Elena smiled. "My brothers traded me to a rival pack, thinking they were rid of me. They have no idea they gave me a kingdom. In the end,